Welcome to the LuckyShots podcast with your host, Ricky Larson and Brock Loftus, presented by LuckyShots Media.
Welcome.
Give me that deep voice, Brock. I like that.
Can't do it all the time.
Oh, man. Well, this is the LuckyShots podcast. Got Brock back finally.
Yep.
Broke his leg this morning, I guess.
Couldn't wake up. Broke my leg. But I made it. I'm here.
Finally back.
Yeah,
we missed you, Brock. The people have been crying out for you. They've said, give us Brock or give us death. Alright, well, let's hop into some news and notes. You want to kick us off with news and notes?
News and notes? What's news and notes? I mean...
Your recap,
okay.
all that stuff. Yeah.
I got a good recap. I have just top performers for my recap, though.
Well, like...
2 of each viable... Yeah. Okay, so Tyler Lockett, of course, and Devonta Adams are my 2 wide receivers that were the top performers.
Obviously.
They rock the house with 15 receptions and 13 receptions, respectively, and 200 yards for Tyler Lockett, 196 yards for Devonta Adams. Crazy. Tyler Lockett gets 3 touchdowns in a game. Devonta Adams, 2 touchdowns. I mean, if you had them on your team, I highly doubt you lost your fantasy game.
Yeah. I watched both of those guys go off, and I watched both teams that were playing against him, or those 2, get blown out. So, man, imagine this. Say some person went, like, kind of wide receiver heavy in their draft and somehow got Devonta Adams and Tyler Lockett. Imagine how they could probably win every fantasy matchup with just those 2 playing.
Yeah.
It's insane how much those 2 scored. Crazy.
Like if you were like 10th in the draft. No, Devonta Adams.
Devonta Adams, in our draft he was even maybe a 3rd round.
Really? He's good though. For my quarterbacks, I have Justin Herbert and Kyler Murray. Justin Herbert was 27 out of 43. Kyler Murray was 34 out of 48. Both over 300 yards, well over 300 yards. Both threw 3 touchdown passes, and Kyler Murray threw an interception, but he made it up with his legs with 14 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What I liked about that was he actually threw the ball. It actually completed more than just 9 passes. I mean, that was nice to see.
He's been good. He's coming up as one of the better fantasy quarterbacks now.
Well, how about this for a weekly top quarterback? You got Baker Mayfield.
Crazy. I saw that. He's still on our waiver wire too.
He had 5 touchdowns. Without Odell Beckham Jr. Let me ask you this. Do you think the Browns are actually better without Odell?
No, I don't think so. Odell's good. He's a good wide receiver.
So here's a thing. I was watching, it was a couple weeks ago, and Baker threw a touchdown to somebody else. I think it was like Austin Hooper or Harrison Bryant. It was somebody besides Odell or Jarvis. And instead of celebrating, Baker ran immediately over to Odell, and it looked like he was trying to like calm him down, like, hey man, I know I didn't throw you a touchdown, but I got you next time, kind of thing. I mean, I don't know if that's the complete conversation, if that's actually what happened, but it's kind of what it looked like. I think...
So you think he brings down team morale?
I think so. I mean, you've seen when they are not playing well, he's throwing a fit, throwing his helmet everywhere, fuck this, fuck that type of thing. I don't like Odell.
Be cool.
Being perfectly honest.
And I saw this for the running backs. Jeff Wilson Jr. and James Robinson round out the top of the running backs.
Right.
Like, what? Who even are these guys? Except, like...
Well, so Jeff Wilson, I mean, the 49ers just have all the problems in the backfield. And, they thought they had Jeff Wilson, who had a great week, and then he got hurt, and he's on the IR now. So,
yeah.
That's just a whole... That's... Those two, or that team and the Seahawks, just very beat up running back rooms. And you're not going to, really know who to play at all. And that's kind of tough.
Rough.
Also, kind of a surprising running back this week, Boston Scott for the Eagles. Played the Giants in place of Miles Sanders and
did well.
I mean, yeah, 18.2 fantasy points. I always love seeing these kind of lines. Ran for 46 yards and received 46 yards.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very cool, but that did make me mad. Very end of the game, they threw the ball to Boston Scott for a touchdown, and I really needed my wide receiver to catch that touchdown. So, but Boston Scott, another guy that, if he is available, he's a good pickup for this week as well. I think, right? They don't have a bye or anything.
Looks like he's already picked up in our league.
He is, yes. By the Miles Sanders owner, which makes sense,
I don't have good waiver wire numbers because of I'm second to last.
Well, you also don't need anything, so quit whining.
I could use another running back, I think.
Oh my Lord. You've got the guy over here has Aaron Rodgers, Kareem Hunt. Who's your other running back?
Alvin Kamara.
Devontae Adams. AJ Brown.
It's good. We're looking good for the rest of the season, Ricky.
That's so upsetting. And you're over here complaining about it.
Yeah.
I could really use another running back. You know who could use another running back? Me, sir. Me. And
you
both,
better make some trades then, dude.
There's nothing that I can give away that my team will still be valuable.
Let's see. What would I do if I were Ricky?
You would do nothing.
I would win more games.
Yeah, I don't try that at all.
Yeah, no.
Well, you and I were talking last night. If your team, so we have a team in our league,
right,
who has Russell Wilson, is 1-6?
Yes, he's only won one.
Yeah. So Brock and I were talking, and we're not in complete agreement about what the move should be with Russell Wilson, because as a 1-6 team, you have nobody. I mean, he has, but here's the thing too. He's got two good running backs.
That's what he's got.
A good quarterback, but he needs receivers.
Yes,
he needs those receivers.
And everybody in our league has good wide receivers.
Right. But Brock and I don't necessarily agree on the value that he should get out of Russell Wilson. Brock, why don't you tell them what you think
I think
the trade should be with Russell Wilson?
I think he needs to go after someone who doesn't have the best quarterback, and that person is Mama Bear Larson with Ben Roethlisberger. And he needs to get a Robbie Anderson and T. Higgins out of it. Or Robbie Anderson and Travis Kelce out of it.
There's no way Travis Kelce would be a part of that deal.
Oh, she could totally...
There's no way. My thought is we've got another team. The quarterback is Matt Stafford this week.
His tight end is...
His Deshaun Watson is not good. Well, I mean, okay. I don't want to say Deshaun Watson's not good. He's been pulling it together lately, but he's no Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And I think he should get Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen. I think those are two very reasonable guys to get, and you don't completely put the other person out. I think that's a fair value trade. You're trying to take... Here's the thing, too. You're trying to have him take a tight end when there's only 2 tight ends in fantasy football. Mm-hmm. There's no way if you have one of those tight ends, you give him up. It doesn't matter for who. Those are the 2 tight ends, himself, Travis Kelce, and George Kittle.
Something needs to be done, Team Scott.
I would say so as well, but...
and that thing is trading away your best player.
Sometimes you gotta do it, I guess.
Yeah,
but
gotta do it.
That's just a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
I would have a hard time parting with Russell Wilson as well.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're a Seahawks fan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't even have to be a Seahawks fan to love the production of Russell Wilson in fantasy. But, all right. What else do we got here?
I got injuries. Odell Beckham Jr., the big one. He's out for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Dalton, the next biggest one in my book. That's your quarterback for the rest of the season. He's got a concussion now. Chris Carson is a big part of the Seattle offense. Even though they're pass heavy, I believe Chris Carson has the knack that makes the Seattle offense good. Well, and then Philip Lindsay comes out after looking real good right away, and he gets a concussion.
Yeah. To go along with that Chris Carson injury, they also have Carlos Hyde and Travis Homer, both questionable for Week 8. So you got DJ Dallas is the only
Chris
guy
Carson
in that backfield.
Chris Carson gives that pass catching ability out of the backfield that Russell Wilson likes.
Yeah.
Carlos Hyde's more downhill running back.
Well, obviously, if Chris Carson's playing, you're not playing Carlos Hyde or Travis Homer. You're not playing any of those guys. No. But if Chris Carson, and it's a foot sprain, so it's very tricky. Me personally, I don't think he's going to play this week, which sucks for me as his owner. But
he's played through a lot of injuries.
It's a foot sprain though, and you're a running back. That's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think personally he will play this week, and then the other 2 are questionable as well. So, I mean, I wouldn't take a shot on DJ Dallas, who's a rookie who hasn't really run the ball at all. He ran some last week, but it's a mess. That's a mess for sure. Deshaun Jackson finally came back last week, and then went straight back to IR.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Came back in, hurt his ankle, went right back on IR.
Darn it.
Oh, man. Talk about, one of the worst years you can have for your career. You out to start, finally get to come back, and then immediately you go back out. And that's also tough because he came back in, and they immediately used him.
Mm-hmm.
So...
on an end around or something.
Yeah, I think first play was fucking sweep to... Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we got? Aaron Jones, questionable.
The guy who replaced Aaron Jones played well. Williams or something.
Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
So, at least if Aaron Jones doesn't play this week, I was smart enough last week to also pick up Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
And plugged him in, and he scored 20 points. So, I mean, still, that's, man, talk about a mess of running backs. I get so upset talking about it. Chris Godwin broke his finger, not last week, but the week before. He's out at least this next week as well.
Yeah, he's having surgery on it or something.
Yeah, so, I mean... probably
he would have had a good game too.
2 to 3 weeks.
It sucks.
Yeah.
He would have had a really good game. Plays the New York Giants.
Hey, you never know. Maybe Danny Drizzle will get another long run this week.
The thing is, though, in our league, it seems like there's just too many wide receivers.
I mean, honestly, this is a good year for the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
Just because you got so many guys. Like, in my secondary league, I am starting all rookie wide receivers, and I'm still comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so open, you know? I mean, you obviously don't have everybody being Tyler Lockett or Devontae Adams, but if you can get a solid 7 to 8 catches out of guys, I mean, there's plenty of people that do that this year.
Or A.J. Brown.
Good Lord. Well, Justin Jefferson's more big play. I like him a little better than any of those guys. Would have chose him over them anyway. Probably not. Most definitely not. All right, what else we got?
I have pickups.
Here we go.
You want to talk about some pickups? Do you have some?
Yeah, who would be your top quarterback to pick up this week?
I looked at that, and I definitely would go Matt Ryan.
Yeah, that's a good one.
11th ranked QB. I think he's had just one bad game. He's 11th ranked, and he hasn't had his bye week yet, which can mean that stats are a little skewed.
Yeah.
But still, he's playing on a high level.
Well, and they finally got...
Fantasy-wise.
Right. They finally got Julio Jones back in full, and we've seen that the past 2 weeks, and when you have a healthy Julio and a healthy Calvin Ridley, that's a deadly duo right there, and, you know, as a quarterback, it's pretty easy to just kind of flip a coin and say, oh, I'm going to go here this time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that's bad at all.
Julio's the man.
Mine would be Derek Carr, actually, this week.
Yeah, he's out there.
Derek Carr, let's see, he's 19th, quarterback 19 on the year. He's had really just pretty good games all year. I mean, besides fumbling the football, he only has 2 interceptions, and let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7, 13 touchdowns. So, I mean, 13 touchdowns to 2 interceptions is a good ratio, and he's playing the Browns this week.
Mm-hmm.
And the Browns aren't necessarily great. They're 25th against fantasy quarterbacks. And out of 32 teams, that's a good look. And, you know, he's starting to get people back as well. Nelson Aguilar, Henry Ruggs, you know, so he's getting his weapons back as well. So I like the matchup this week. What do you got for running back?
Well, as thin as it is, I think Nyheim Hines, I've talked about him before, and I'll keep talking about him. He has a role in the passing game, and it looks like he's getting 7 to 9 carries, which is pretty awful, but
right.
Still, I mean, he's getting his carries.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. But the big thing is we're in a PPR league, and if a running back's involved in the passing game,
right,
and you need a running back, your running backs are destroyed.
Right.
What else?
You're in my situation.
You're in your situation. You got bye weeks. I mean, that's who I'd pick up.
My guy would be Jermichael Hasty, and here's why. He's a San Francisco running back, pretty much the only healthy San Francisco running back now. And it seems like every week, it doesn't matter who it is. Like last week, it was Jeff Wilson. First few weeks of the season, it was Raheem Mostert until he got hurt. Then it was Jerick McKinnon. Then Jeff Wilson. Now all of those guys are hurt. And Jermichael Hasty is pretty much left alone in the backfield. Tevin Coleman may be back this week, but, you know, how much of a role is he going to play?
Mm-hmm.
I think Jermichael Hasty is going to have a big week, just based on every San Francisco 49er running back, you know. Excuse me. So, and I mean, he's already been involved as well, you know. I mean, last 2 games, 10 touches. So, you know, and to be the number 1 guy, I think it's going to work out well for him. All right, wide receivers.
I got Brandon Ayuk. Jimmy Garoppolo is back. Back in action.
Yeah.
Throwing the ball, Brandon Ayuk. You said to me earlier or some other time that he's involved in some fancy plays like in the running game sometimes.
They'll do those little jet sweeps or those little push passes
Yeah,
to him,
yeah.
you know. And
I mean, they must like him in the open field and trying to get him the ball. So
well, he is a fast guy. I remember, what was it, week 2 or week 3? He's running down the sideline. Somebody goes to hit him, and he just jumps over them into the end zone. I mean, he's an athletic and fun player. So,
yeah. And last week he hauled in 6 receptions for 115 yards.
Right. And I mean,
that's a good 17 points there.
Right. And you got to like the idea of how much his production is going to go up, because you got pretty much every running back in that backfield hurt. You got Deebo Samuel hurt again. So, I mean, as athletic as he's been and as involved as he's been, like, for pretty much no reason, because they just are feeding everybody, you know, in that offense. Now that they're a little depleted, you know, I think he'll be probably one of the top guys on that team, you know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wide receiver wise for me, I mean, besides him, you know, Curtis Samuel, he's only 35% rostered, but he's finally back.
How'd he do last week?
I mean, he hasn't done anything fantastic, but he's still without a touchdown this year. Or, just kidding, he ran for a touchdown last week.
Weird.
But I just like the way the Carolina offense is trending. They're starting to throw the ball more. And there's always the possibility of a deep shot. I think we've seen it, 3 weeks in a row? 2 weeks in a row that it's been DJ Moore on a deep route. But, you know, anytime there's a chance of a deep ball, that's always good.
Especially with the bonuses we play with.
Right. Or even in just a normal league, you know, if you get a 60-yard shot, your guy only has to get a few more catches to get that 100-yard game, you know, so.
Yeah.
All right, tight ends.
I literally said nothing, but I did see Mike Geschke on there.
Gesicki?
Yeah, Gesicki. Yeah. I had him rostered for a while. He's not very good at all, but, I mean, he's the only person I would consider.
Well, I don't know. That's tough because they're starting a rookie quarterback now. Tua is in. So Tua is another quarterback possibly you could look at. But anyway. And they're playing the Rams. So you're playing the Rams with a rookie quarterback, Aaron Donald, breathing down his neck every play. I don't think that's bad. You know, he's going to have to look for the big target that's right there right away. So Gesicki's not a bad look, I don't think. You know, and he's available in like half of leagues. So, you know, I want to say Richard Rodgers maybe, but Dallas Goedert is coming back. So my tight end waiver would be, if Dallas Goedert is available because people have dropped him because he's been hurt, that's who you should go pick up and have rostered, because when he comes back, Carson Wentz likes throwing to the tight end, and that would be, and Richard Rodgers is doing great with no Zach Ertz either, so
yeah, he's trending in the right direction, kind of a thing.
Right, and if Dallas Goedert comes back, it
was the Giants who he played last week, though.
Yeah,
with his big week. So, but they play Dallas.
Right, exactly. So I mean, those matchups are just always good.
Yep.
You got a boom kicker?
I do got some kickers. I think we got lots of kickers we can pick up, but the one one that stood up to me is Randy Bullock, the number 1 kicker in the league right now,
which is insane.
Yeah.
Oh man, the guy just goes ham. Has he missed a field goal this year? Yeah, he's missed 2. But that's consistent. Only missed 2 field goals.
He had 1 bad game is all.
Well, I mean, could you even call it a bad game or just the offense had a bad game and he had no opportunities.
Right. Yeah,
You know?
that's a bad game.
Yeah.
So Randy Bullock is out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Mine would be Brandon McManus, Broncos kicker. Didn't have a lot of opportunities last week, but they were playing the Chiefs, and that's a pretty good defense. They play the Chargers this week, and the Chargers aren't as stacked on defense as some of the teams, and I mean, I don't count on the Broncos being able to move the ball, but against New England, Brandon McManus went 6 for 6, scored 24 points.
Crazy.
So, I mean, if he's got the opportunities, the guy won't miss. So, All right. Do we got anything else?
I have the Washington football team as a defense to pick up.
Yeah, I mean...
they're on a bye. I'm more talking about not picking up for this week, like all the people I just talked about. I'm more talking about picking them up and putting them on your bench. Because the Washington football team here, let me look here. I don't think they're too bad. I think they're top 10 defense. Yeah, they're a 7th ranked defense.
Well, when you get to play the NFC least,
yeah, it's bad. Philadelphia and Dallas, they've scored 29 and 24 points.
Right? I mean, I honestly would only play them in those matchups. I mean, I feel like they have a good defensive line for sure. I mean, Chase Young is a stud. But, you know, I feel like in any other matchup, if your team is, like if your offense can't move the ball and you're on the field constantly because your offense can't move the ball, then that's going to be tough.
Dallas, the team they play a lot, is the highest in turnovers. They give the ball up the most in the NFL.
Not surprising.
So, I mean, that's...
let's see here. I like the Saints defense this week.
Really?
Against a Bears offense that did not move the ball at all last week.
Saints defense is rough, man.
I mean, it's a good matchup. And, you know, they...
You got these people
they've only had really one good week. That's tough. But the way Chicago didn't move the ball last year, I appreciated it. I didn't. They were trying to throw the ball to Darnell Mooney instead of Allen Robinson. And then, of course, Allen Robinson gets a concussion because anybody that plays on my fantasy team has to get hurt.
It's just how it's going to be, man.
That's literally how it's been all year. It's tough. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's all you have for pickups.
Yeah, I mean,
that's more in our league, though. I'm sure
it's kind
there's
of a shoot your shot type of thing.
Yeah. Because in our league, there's so many people with 2 really good quarterbacks.
Right. I mean, I can't say much. I'm also rostering 2 quarterbacks, but it's...
Yeah, I've never played people that roster that many quarterbacks.
Well, it's hard because, you know, I thought I had my guy in Josh Allen, and past few weeks have been no bueno on that. Yeah, all right.
2020? I guess in our league it's kind of bad. Now I have the Thursday night matchup. Do you have anything else player-wise, or do we want to go to the Thursday night matchup?
Yeah, we should go into those, and then we can wrap up the show with the surprise that I teased everybody with last week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so Carolina versus Atlanta. I don't have much, but I have people to look out for.
Okay.
Todd Gurley, of course. I think Todd Gurley and Robbie Anderson are the biggest 2 to look out for. Teddy Bridgewater, he's playing. Well, he's doing well. I think he's a good person to look out for. Mike Davis, their running back. Julio Jones is back, like you said.
Right.
And, of course, their best player on their team, the kicker, Young-Ho Koo.
Young-Ho Koo. Oh, man. Well, I mean,
Watch out for him, man.
Excuse me. Sorry, my nose is being gross. Offensively, the Falcons are top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're sixth.
Wow.
Sixth in total offense. I mean, they move the ball, so that's very good. But, I mean, what I like about this is Teddy Bridgewater, the last time he played the Falcons, lit him up. Scored almost 40 fantasy points.
I saw him on
really good.
I saw him on the stardom sit-em list.
Yeah, so I mean that's good, especially when, I mean, if you look at Atlanta's defense, am I looking at this right? Yeah, they give up the second most yards per game, and passing wise, they give up the second most passing yards. So I mean, they are just not a good passing defense. So, I think the Falcons also have just a pretty good offense. So I think it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, I do too.
For once, I am actually excited about a Thursday night game.
Yeah, me too. I think this will be a fun one to watch all those players.
Yeah, for sure. If you like defense, definitely don't watch the game because it will upset you.
And I do like the defense, but that's okay. I'll still watch it.
It was a few weeks ago you were complaining about how there's no defense anymore.
Yep.
It's all offense. Maybe Brock, you should go be an NFL defensive coordinator. Finally get to,
Well, I was more going along the lines that they can't hit people like they used to.
That's true. That is
like
true.
It's hard. You can't hit the wide receivers like you used to, and like a big thing is when you're running a route and you're running down the middle of the field, you're like, uh-oh,
right.
I'm gonna get smacked if I grab this ball. Now it's like, I don't care. No,
right.
Jump for it and grab it, and they can't get hit hard.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be back in the day that somebody was coming across the field, you're about to see somebody's helmet go flying off.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's just not that way. Kind of tough. I mean, you still see big hits. I mean, I saw some shots last week.
Yeah.
Legal shots. I also saw a terrible shot, which that guy should never play football again. That was dirty. So dirty.
I didn't think it was too bad.
Brock, do you not understand the rules?
Well, he
gave himself up. He slid down.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to touch him if they do that. They're giving themselves up. They're not trying to gain any more yards. There's no reason to pile drive his head. That was dirty. So dirty. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, who would you pick? Who are you picking? We got to do that too.
Oof, Carolina for sure.
You saying Carolina?
Yeah. I also like their jerseys, so
I would say Carolina too. I think their defense is slightly better, and their offense.
They have a pretty good run defense, right? Is it run or pass defense that they have good? It's one or the other. I know that.
For Carolina, the defense.
Yeah, but I think they're pretty good.
They are kind of middle of the pack. Who am I looking for? Man, I had a brain fart. Carolina. They're top 10 in rushing or passing defense and middle of the oh my gosh. And yeah, middle of the pack running defense. So I mean, I guess in a matchup where the other team is going to throw the ball a lot, you might want to have a better pass defense, and
What do you have? Who do you have? Which team?
I would say the Panthers as well.
Yeah. For the Sunday week look, I have 3 games that I wanted you to pick. Fantasy wise, Minnesota or Green Bay? Who do you think scoring more points fantasy wise? So Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins.
The Packers have 2 guys that are going to be scoring fantasy points. 2 guys.
Well,
so I'm going to go with Minnesota fantasy wise. you got Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, and Adam Thielen.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kirk Cousins is going to be throwing to those two. So, I mean, I think fantasy-wise, they will have more points. Okay. Winning the game,
well,
Packers
that's
for
easy.
sure. Packers
okay,
for
now
sure.
these are winning the game. Seattle versus San Francisco and Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. Both divisional games, so rivalry games here. Both good teams. Seattle and San Francisco are on the up. Pittsburgh's undefeated. Baltimore's lost one game, I think.
So the Seahawks and 49ers is kind of a tough one. Mm-hmm. I mean, the 49ers are super beat up, but they have been all year, and they're still 4-3, still middle of the pack. But I don't know. There's something about Russell Wilson in that offense that, I mean, even though they didn't even look that great last week, they still looked good.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Seattle probably in that game, but it's going to be really close. And honestly, I don't think the Steelers-Ravens game is going to be close.
You think the Steelers got them?
I think the Steelers got them pretty handedly, too.
Hmm.
Honestly. I mean, I haven't been super impressed with the Ravens' offense. Lamar Jackson doesn't look like Lamar Jackson this year.
He does not. Yeah.
So, I mean, the Steelers always have a good defense, and I think they're gonna hold them pretty low, and yeah, I don't think it's even close. I think it's maybe a 10 to 2 touchdown win. It's 10 to 14 points, I think. Some that I'm a little interested in. I'm always interested in kind of the trashier games. You know what I mean?
Broncos fan.
I mean, the Broncos and Chargers. They're both 2-4. It's interesting matchup. I mean, I like the Chargers better in the matchup because I feel like their offense actually knows how to move, and the Broncos' offense does not understand what the concept of offense is, I think, you know? So, but another one that is pretty interesting to me is the Saints and the Bears, for the fact that I haven't been sold on the Bears all year, and they're still 5-2,
mm-hmm.
but they reassured me on, what was it, Monday that they played?
That was bad.
They reassured me on Monday that they are bad.
First game I get to sit down and watch, really.
You want to give me crap about my team being terrible. Your team doesn't know how to run offense either. They've got the player that they need to throw it to the whole time. They don't need to throw to anybody else.
Is he coming back?
Allen Robinson is still questionable.
Ugh.
I don't think he practiced yesterday, so we'll have to see. I really would like him to come back as well. But he does have a concussion, so I feel like
not having Tariq Cohen also affects the offense.
Yeah, that was definitely he was, I mean, not like running back wise, actually running the ball, he wasn't great, but he was that pass catcher.
Mm-hmm.
He was that, get out and move, and it kind of opened up the offense more, which opened up more running lanes for somebody like David Montgomery, who is just absolutely a garbage can this year. But
he always has been.
I feel like if they were spreading it out more, he might have some room to run, but yeah. So definitely, dear Lord, definitely one that I'm interested in. And then you have the Saints, who I don't think they have Michael Thomas again this week. Emmanuel Sanders, I'm pretty sure, is on the COVID list. So you pretty much have the Drew Brees throwing to Alvin Kamara for 2 yards, and then Alvin Kamara taking it 80 yards for a touchdown type of game.
Yep.
That's pretty much what you have there. I just feel like that's gonna be a close game. Alvin Kamara, definitely start him because he's going to be the whole offense. Would you start anybody fantasy-wise for the Bears?
I always start Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham, honestly, isn't a bad start. Jimmy Grandpa.
Yeah, Jimmy Grandpa's not
getting it
bad.
done.
I have Jonnu Smith too, but I'm not high on Jonnu Smith. Ever since I played him, he got like 2 points.
Well, he got hurt that game.
Yeah.
So you can't hold that against somebody unless they continually get hurt all the time.
Yeah.
Like Chris Carson or like Aaron Jones or like anybody else. Disabled Johnson. That's my favorite one. Oh. All right, let's see the
Sunday night.
Sunday. That's Cowboys Eagles, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, we got a barn burner.
I have look out for Amari Cooper and Ezekiel Elliott. That was it.
I don't think so. Even
You don't even think?
I don't even think. Well,
or both of them.
Both. I honestly think. I mean,
they gotta do something.
They're gonna be on their third string quarterback.
Yeah, they gotta do something.
The offensive line is beat to hell.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, no. I don't think I would start anybody from the Cowboys this week. Not even Zeke Elliott, not even Amari Cooper.
I miss Dak Prescott.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
But I gave you something better even, so to be honest, gave you a beautiful stack.
Yep.
Dominating. That's upsetting. So you're saying you would start Amari Cooper still?
No. I don't think I would, actually. I'm just saying look out for him in this game.
Right. I mean, obviously he's the number one guy, so he's probably gonna get a majority of the targets. I just don't like it. For the Eagles, would you start anybody for the Eagles?
I don't even have anyone to look out for in the Eagles.
Well, I mean, Boston Scott is gonna be playing again this week, and he had a good week last week.
Yeah.
So I think he's the one to look out for, and you can definitely flex him. And then Travis Fulgham. I like the idea of his production going back up now that Deshaun Jackson is back on IR. But they also do have Jalen Reagor, who could be available Sunday. He's a rookie wide receiver that got hurt pretty early in the season and hasn't played, but that guy's a superstar as well. So
cool.
Who do you think wins in the NFC least game?
Philadelphia.
You think the Eagles? Yeah.
Yeah. They got him.
I don't know if the Cowboys will win at all the rest of the season. I think they're a 2-14 team.
Yeah.
And they still will be in the race. Can you imagine? Like, these teams only beat each other.
Yeah.
Don't beat anybody else, and somebody goes to the playoffs with like a 4-12 record. Or if it's the Eagles, a 4-11-1 record. That would be absolutely insane. That's something I'd be up for, I think.
They just lose right away, though. It'd be like a bye week for the other team.
No kidding. They're like, oh, we just have Carson Wentz and the Eagles.
Practice.
Yeah. We have a harder time in practice against the practice squad. Oh, man. All right. And then Monday night, Buccaneers and Giants.
Buccaneers. Definitely, but look out for Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Ronald Jones, and Darius Slayton.
Are you still looking out for Mike Evans?
I think so.
Honestly, I think if I had Mike Evans,
Chris Godwin's out.
I would definitely play him in this matchup. But beyond this, I don't know how sold I am on Mike Evans.
Is it the whole?
It's the fact that he's wildly inconsistent.
Yeah.
Wildly inconsistent.
He's probably pretty touchdown based.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about a touchdown dependent guy. That's been him this year, pretty much. You know?
Yeah, he's only had 7 catches as his max for catches.
High.
Yeah, season high.
Yeah, but he's also a guy that somehow can go 2 catches, 2 touchdowns for 2 yards. You know, so I mean, I honestly think look out for the duo of Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. The magic is coming back.
I like the optimism.
Well, you know, I'm eating my words now because I talked so early on that Tom Brady was over. There was no more Tom Brady, and well, he proved me wrong.
Tom Brady's good, dude.
He's not bad. Giants wise, are you starting Danny Dimes?
Darius Slayton, right? That's a Giants player, I believe.
Yeah.
That's who I
like Darius Slayton.
He's a tight end or something?
No, he's a wide receiver.
He's a wide receiver?
Yeah. He's definitely their top guy. But do you think old Daniel Jones has another 60-yard run that should have been an 80-yard touchdown run?
No, I don't think so. But I like the athleticism.
Oh, yeah. So much athleticism. He even wanted to do some tumbling in the middle of it.
You can tell he picks up his speed and his feet just
don't know what to do.
Yeah.
His head was like, yes, I'm running to the end zone.
Yeah.
His body even was like, yes, we're running to the end zone. And his feet were like, we forgot what to do. Oh, man. Oh, Buccaneers in this game, though, for sure.
Yeah, me too.
There's absolutely no way they lose. And if they do, I will be a Giants fan for the rest of the season.
Wow.
That's not happening. There's no way. Don't hold me to that. I am not going to become a Giants fan for the rest of the year. But for the purposes of being dramatic. All right. Do we have anything else we want to talk about before we get to our
I think we're good.
special deal?
We shouldn't tease them for too long.
All right. So, here's the deal, folks. I want to kind of revive my fantasy football season. So I thought of a cool little deal here with Brock. We're going to do a fantasy redraft. We're each going to choose 3 players at each position: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight ends. And we will make our own teams. 2 of those players each week will play. So you have kind of a backup just in case somebody gets hurt, something like that. Points will be based on PPR. So since it's just us, do you want to do it our league scoring wise, or my secondary leagues scoring wise where it's just normal PPR? Normal PPR. Okay. Sounds good. And in the midst of us doing our draft, you can make one super pick, which is stealing an opponent's draft pick once they've made it, and you can only do it once. And you can only do it before they pick their next person. So say you chose Travis Kelce, I chose somebody, and then you chose Derrick Henry. I wouldn't be able to go back and take Travis Kelce from you. I can only do it when you pick him. Okay? And you can do it to me as well.
Okay.
So, should we flip a coin or something, see who gets
the first
pick? Or should we rock, paper, scissors?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rochambeau.
Yes.
All right, are we going 1, 2, 3, shoot?
Yeah,
or
1,
just
2,
1, 2,
3,
shoot? Okay. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Damn. Okay. So Brock gets the first pick.
I gotta think about this.
Yeah. Man, strategy right here. You gotta think about who is gonna be the most valuable. Man, I feel like I know.
Alvin Kamara. It's my pick.
I figured that would be. I only had him ranked as the 3 running back. So here, we probably need something to write it down with. Can't let you look at my draft board either. That would be.
I didn't know we were doing a draft, but okay.
Yes.
I just picked the 3 best in each position.
I told you the 6. I said pick 6 of top people at each position because we each had to choose 3.
It's alright, I got it.
All right, so figures. Okay. Okay. We're just gonna write this down and then I'll type it up and we will put it on Facebook for you guys to browse and see who we have. So Brock chooses Alvin Kamara. That's not a bad pick, I don't think. Alright, so Brock chooses Alvin Kamara as his first pick. Alright.
What you got?
This is tough.
What you got, pre-mama? What you got per lady?
I feel like... do I go running back right away? Running back is always the hardest.
Have I forced your hand, sir?
There's still plenty, but not really. I'm going to go... So my first pick is Derrick Henry. The guy who negates PPR everything because he's so good. You're going to steal that right away.
Yep.
You don't have another one. You understand that, yes?
Yep, I got it. I'm stealing him. And you didn't steal Alvin Kamara, so I'm stacked.
Well, now I get 2 picks in a row at least. Oh my god. Seriously?
Yep.
No, not Siri. Siri, get out of here. I don't need you. Derrick Henry. Alright. So now, because of Brock's super pick, right away...
I will force your hand.
Well... Now that's tough, because the next 2 top guys I have, both questionable. Dalvin Cook's playing this week, and he's a good move the rest of the year, so I'm going Dalvin Cook. And then I guess that forces me to get another running back. Aaron Jones is also a machine, but do I want to gamble on taking James Robinson, the Jacksonville running back?
I will not help you at all.
Yes, I know. You already didn't help me a lot. I think I'm going to go Aaron Jones. I just don't think I can skip over Aaron Jones. I should have waited and stole Derrick Henry from you instead of the other way around. Man, okay. No. All right, Brock, it is time for your next pick.
It is, isn't it? Russell Wilson. Hit me up.
That is a tough one. I really want to... okay. You can have Russell Wilson.
Okay.
I really got to hit you where it hurts when I use the steal.
I already hit you where it hurts.
Yeah, I understand that, Brock. Okay. Well, now that you can't steal anybody from me, I am taking Devontae Adams.
No matter.
Right away. I think I just picked up the number 1 wide receiver for the rest of the year for sure, right there. All right. Who you got, Brock? Brock is on the clock. Right, I'm gonna have to input some Jeopardy music while I'm waiting for you. Oh my goodness.
Kyler Murray.
You think so?
Yep, give me him.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too. I'm not a Kyler Murray fan. Man, probably should have stole Russell Wilson from you, but all right.
I tried to bait you with it.
Well, then I'm gonna go with Tyler Lockett. I'm just gonna. You get to stack up on running backs. I'm gonna stack up on the receivers. So, yep. And now your success also counts on my success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about that?
Give me AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. I didn't even have him in my top 10. AJ Brown. I honestly don't mind it though. Very underrated. Not taking him though. Not a chance.
Really?
Not taking him away from you. I gotta wait. Maybe I'm waiting too long. No, definitely a good wait until the bottom. Okay. All right, folks. So right now we're sitting at Brock has Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray. One more open quarterback spot. Alvin Kamara and Derrick Henry and another running back spot open. And A.J. Brown. I have Dalvin Cook and Aaron Jones and Tyler Lockett and Devontae Adams. So I still need all of my quarterbacks, all of my tight ends, and one more running back and wide receiver. So is this the round I go quarterback? Yeah, I think so. I think this is the round I go quarterback. Nope. I'm going George Kittle. George Kittle for the tight end. All right. That puts you up there, bro.
Give me Aaron Rodgers.
I'm so glad you wasted a pick on Aaron Rodgers. You know, I am a little scared with how last week went that Aaron Rodgers is going to light the world up. But he's also Aaron Rodgers. All right. So you just left plenty of quarterbacks on the board for me. Man, I don't even have to use my steal because now I'm going to just take Travis Kelce.
Dang it.
You already used your steal. Oh, man. I was holding on to it because I was like, well, I assume at some point he's going to take one of those two guys. So I'm going to steal him, but if you're not even going to take him, I'll just take him. All right. Brock is back up. What is old Brock going to take here? I'm really waiting for Brock to take something that I can get hyped about stealing. Man, I should have stole Russell Wilson. That was pretty much the only spot I could do that.
Give me Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson. Honestly, that's not a bad pick. That's pretty much the first look for Teddy Bridgewater every time. Mm-hmm. You know? Man, okay. I need one more wide receiver. Man, I honestly didn't think I was going to get Devontae Adams and Tyler Lockett because I didn't expect you to steal Derrick Henry right away. Man, you threw a loop. That's ridiculous. Okay. I still don't have any quarterbacks, do I? But you can't take any more quarterbacks, so I don't have to worry about it. All right. In your mind, DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen, or Adam Thielen? Which one is higher ranked for you?
Who?
DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, Keenan Allen, or Adam Thielen?
Oof, I don't know on that one.
Right? DeAndre Hopkins is the number one ranked wide receiver in fantasy this year. That's kind of interesting. I also have a little cool thing here. Their strength of their schedule. And they don't have... pretty much none of them have a good end of season schedule. Alright, we're going to go quarterback. We're going Justin Herbert.
Nice.
I am 100% sold on the rookie quarterback.
He's good.
I think he's even better than Joe Burrow. I don't think Joe Burrow's very fantastic. I think he just gets a lot of volume. Gets to throw the ball a million times. So, alright.
Travis Kelce.
I already chose Travis Kelce, buddy.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I took both the tight ends because you forgot about them.
I did.
You forgot about tight ends.
Rob Gronkowski.
Am I going to go through this whole thing and not use my effing steal?
I think so.
Alright, I'm going to wait another. Okay, Rob Gronkowski. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up my tight ends. I'm going to take Darren Waller.
Darn it.
I definitely have, like, the 3 tight ends that are... Man, see, you jumped the gun too early.
I did.
I mean, you got Derrick Henry from me, but now I have literally the best pass catchers in the league.
Give me Mike Davis.
Mike Davis.
Yeah.
You think? But he's only probably going to play another couple weeks.
Oh, yeah,
We're
Christian
going rest of
McCaffrey.
season.
Okay, thank you for being nice to me.
Yeah.
Todd Gurley.
Yeah. He's ranked 8th. I just feel like Todd Gurley's very touchdown dependent. You know what I mean?
It's either that or Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Who also wouldn't be bad. I've got some people on this list that you didn't even think of. And one of them's on your actual fantasy team, Kareem Hunt.
I don't like Kareem Hunt. He's
like Brock's top running back on his team, and he's like, I don't like him.
No.
I will gladly take him. Just send him over. I need some people. All right. We're gonna go ahead and go quarterback again. Huh. I feel like Patrick Mahomes it's a trap. Because he's not super fantasy like stardom like he's been the past couple of years. But you know who is? Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill's been lighting it up over the past few weeks. I'm gonna go Pat Mahomes. You know, yeah.
Okay, give me Jonnu Smith.
Alright, so Brock needs one more wide receiver, one more tight end, and I need one more running back, one more quarterback, and one more wide receiver. I still need one more running back? Why did I wait so long? You know, I'm gonna go ahead and take the flyer. I'm gonna take Christian McCaffrey. He probably won't play for another few weeks, but I feel like when he comes back, he's gonna just be Christian McCaffrey. You know? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay.
Give me
C-Mac.
Keenan Allen.
Steal. I was waiting for something like that. Keenan Allen. And that gives me a huge stack of Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen. And that rounds out my team right there.
Yes, it does. What do I have? Wide receiver and a tight end left?
One wide receiver, one tight end. Or no, that doesn't round out my team. I still need a quarterback. But yes, you need a wide receiver and tight end.
Alrighty, give me Calvin Ridley.
Over Julio, you think, for the rest of the year?
Yep.
Okay.
And
Calvin Ridley. Alright. And yes, you do get to stack your picks. So you have a tight end. There's honestly only one more tight end I can think of that.
give me TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah?
Yep. I'm just reading this right now. I have no idea who to pick on tight end.
I was gonna say Mark Andrews. I might even help you out a little bit.
Oh yeah, Mark. I'll do Mark Andrews.
Yeah, Mark Andrews is pretty decent. Mark Andrews. So you are rounded out. Okay, let me round out the last bit of my team, and then we will review. I need a quarterback. Who do you think, Josh Allen or Ryan Tannehill, rest of the year?
Definitely Josh Allen.
They both have not great matchup schedules.
Really?
But I think Josh Allen. I feel like Ryan Tannehill is going to be the more consistent one, but Josh Allen is the higher upside. You know what I mean?
You already picked 2 other quarterbacks, remember, too.
Yeah.
So you can play matchup based with him. Play his upside. Because there's no way you're taking Justin Herbert and Pat Mahomes out of a game unless,
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I will round it out with Josh Allen.
There you go. Good job.
As high as I am on Josh Allen. All right. All right, Brock, you ready for the review of who we've got? All right.
If you remember how to do it in order, do it.
Ooh, okay. So, first pick was Alvin Kamara. And then first steal right away went Derrick Henry. Still very upset that I don't have Derrick Henry on my team. He was the centerpiece for this whole idea. And now I do not have him.
Well, I thought I'd take my steal on your first pick, no matter what.
I mean, it's
the strategy right there.
That was good. And I mean, I used my steal well. But then so after Derrick Henry, we had Dalvin Cook and
then Russell, I think.
Well, because I picked twice.
Oh, yeah.
So I had Dalvin Cook and Aaron Jones. Then we had Russell Wilson go to Brock. And then I got Devontae Adams. Then Brock. Man, this is terrible trying to remember in order. So we're just gonna go. Brock's 3 quarterbacks: Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers. We also have to set the starting lineups for both of us this week. So, who are your 2 starting quarterbacks this week?
Russell and Kyler Murray is on a bye. So Aaron Rodgers.
He is. Wilson and Rodgers. Let's see. I definitely am going to start Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes at my quarterback position. All right. At running back,
pretty easy.
He chose Alvin Kamara, stole Derrick Henry, and chose Todd Gurley. And I chose Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, and C-Mac. So, I mean, mine are obvious because one guy still isn't playing. But who are yours?
Kamara and Henry. Definitely.
That is very smart, I mean, that was the whole steal. That was the steal of the entire deal. I am just so upset.
All right.
I am
running backs
physically sick, to be honest. Physically sick about it.
Yeah. Well, I won rock paper scissors, so I pretty much won the draft because of that.
No, I definitely have you beat for pretty much all of the rest, I believe. All right, so he's starting Kamara and Henry, and I am starting Cook and Jones. Hopefully Cook plays. Hopefully both of those guys play, actually, because they're both hurt. Man, why? Why even in a redraft do I have... And I chose it. I chose it myself. Okay, so say...
All right, below...
Say Cook is out.
Below top 15, you can pick him up.
And you can only pick them up for 1 week.
I'm down with that.
And you can't re-pick them up the next week if the same person is hurt. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, we can do that.
Yes. Because,
if it's lower than top 15.
Say we were doing this beginning of the year, and you had Dak Prescott, and we were only doing one quarterback. That's catastrophic.
Yeah.
And then you just don't have a quarterback rest of the season? Exactly. Logic. Okay. Anyway, so Brock at wide receiver chose A.J. Brown, Robbie Anderson, and Calvin Ridley.
Ooh, I got to think about this.
I chose Tyler Lockett, Devontae Adams, and Keenan Allen. Who am I going to play? Tyler Lockett and Devontae Adams both have games, yeah? That's what we're going. I'm going Adams and Lockett. I know what I would do if I was yours.
If you were me.
Yeah. So you honestly have a pretty easy decision in my eyes.
Okay, Robbie Anderson for sure.
Oh my Lord, that was definitely not one of the ones I was thinking. Okay, Anderson and
I guess
I like the Anderson matchup, honestly, actually.
Right. Yes, and AJ Brown. leave Calvin Ridley out. Probably my best wide receiver, but still.
Yeah. I don't know. That might be because, like we said, Carolina's got a decent passing.
I just looked. They're like 4th best.
Right. Against wide receivers. Yeah. All right, and that tight end, Brock chose old Big Gronk, Johnny Smith, and Mark Andrews, and I have Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Darren Waller. Who you starting?
I know who you're starting.
I mean, yes, we should know who I am starting. Kelce, Kittle. Ooh, I almost made a joke that would have not gone over well at all. Definitely don't need to do that. Okay.
Who are mine?
Gronk.
Mark Andrews? Who's Mark Andrews?
He's the Baltimore tight end. See, I like Mark Andrews if he wasn't super touchdown dependent.
Is he?
That is the problem there with him. I also have a double-edged sword here.
Give me Gronk and Jonnu.
Gronk and Jonnu. Gronk. So, again, here's my big dilemma. In my league of record, I am playing against Justin Herbert, against George Kittle. Yeah. In this, I have them on my team. In my secondary league, I have Justin Herbert.
So I should only be in one league.
That is true enough.
Yeah.
But I honestly like my secondary league a little better just because I have all rookies. That's good. All right.
Yeah, your primary league got toasted with injuries.
Oh, I
should call your team the Injury Bugs.
Something. The Hurts Locker. Isn't that like a movie or something?
The Hurt Locker?
The Hurt Locker,
yeah.
Yes.
That's a good movie.
That should definitely be my team name. All right, folks. Well, that is it for this week.
And I am hungry, folks.
Yes. We'll let Brock get out of here, and we will post this.
It's going to be interesting.
SoundCloud.
You really got me at tight end. I really got you at running back.
Yeah. And we will post our lineups as well on our Facebook page. So look out for that and see who we are starting. And don't be afraid to weigh in and say who you think's going to win. I feel like I've definitely got you.
Really? I think I got you.
Besides at running back, which is always my problem.
Top two quarterbacks, top 2 running backs, wide receivers all score a lot of points, and tight ends don't score very many points.
Right.
So I mean, you're done for.
I'm done for. I have Justin Herbert and Pat Mahomes, 2 quarterbacks that light it up. Cook and Jones, that when they are healthy, they are 20 points at least per week. Tyler Lockett and Devontae Adams by themselves could outscore your team, I think. And then Travis Kelce and George Kittle. Those 4, that is the most overpowering anything ever.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I do like your Henry and Kamara. All right, folks. Well, see you next week. Thanks for listening.
Brand new banger.